Thank you for joining us for the Barbados Today morning news for Wednesday, July 12. I am Mary-Claire Williams. The island's trade unions are accusing Prime Minister Freundel Stuart of attempting to cause division within the union movement. And Secretary General of the Barbados Workers Union, Toni says his action comes at a time when the unions are being accused of being segregated. Moore's charge was in reaction to Stuart's decision yesterday to request an audience with only one Labour leader from the four who led a march to Parliament to deliver a letter to him. Moore told Barbados Today the unions refused the Prime Minister's request and they are putting forward a united front.
There has been criticism, widespread criticism across Barbados about the unions not being together. And the moment that the trade unions, the four trade unions in Barbados, the only four, because the others are staff associations, the only four trade unions of Barbados came together today. There was an attempt to break ranks there. And what we had to do on the second occasion in coming back to our people and in rejecting the belated audience was in response to what our people are actually saying. If you don't speak to our unions, don't talk to us.
Meanwhile, the trade unions say they are ready to escalate their action following yesterday's walk for relief in protest of government's austerity measures. And they have given government 48 hours to respond to their alternative measures. There have also been calls for a national shutdown, but Moore says this decision will not be taken lightly, especially in light of the current economic situation. She says the union is making every effort to inform its members of the consequences of such action.
If indeed there is that call and we continue to feel the energy, because it isn't the leaders, the leaders that make these decisions on their own. We are directed to act on behalf of those whom we represent. So if it is that our people are calling for further action which will include or which may include industrial action, we want them to be prepared that such action will not come without a cost to them. And the thing is that we are discussing costs to the workers. We are very mindful that taxes and so on impose costs. What we've been urging our people to establish for themselves, and we will lead and rally and support the best we could, is that if you believe that this cause that will cost you is bigger than what you stand to lose, if you don't take a stand right now, then no strike pay involved, whatever. So we are urging our members, we are urging everybody to be clear in their minds what they want and to have that communicated and that information channeled to us over the next couple of days.
And Prime Minister Freundel Stuart has been highlighting the contribution of the National Insurance Scheme to the island's development. There have been criticism from several quarters that too high a percentage of the fund is being invested in government bonds, thereby putting the NIS at risk. But Prime Minister Stuart told Parliament that the focus should not only be on investments of the scheme, but on its contribution to social transformation over the past 50 years.
We all know and we all agree that the investments of the National Insurance Board have to be prudent, have to be sensible, and that they have to be strategic, because the future of the fund, the future of the capacity of the fund in the future to meet the demands of its national constituency will depend not only on the contributions which it gets from workers and employers, but also the dividends it is able to, the yield is able to get from its investments, wherever those investments are.
The latest report from the Barbados Drug Information Network shows that most of the arrests for drug-related offences involved marijuana. The disclosure from the Research and Information Officer at the National Council on Substance Abuse, Jonathan Yearwood, who presented the findings of the 2015 report yesterday.
Again, this can have implications for how law enforcement may go about deterring the supply or reducing the supply of drugs in Barbados, and efforts towards either focusing on marijuana and the issues pertaining to the importation of marijuana, or the issues pertaining to the cultivation of marijuana that may result from the increased police activity to control the product coming into the country and resulting in displacement that may bring into the picture persons cultivating marijuana in their own backyard.
Yearwood added that it would also be useful to find out whether drug use is contributing to accidents.
We will like the opportunity to see the extent that drugs were used in accidents, but that information is not available. And I don't think that we have the policy directions in place as yet to test for drug use at the Accident and Emergency Department.
The man accused of attacking a woman and robbing her of her car has been remanded to prison until next month. 20-year-old Romario Maloney of Monroe Road, Haggart Hall, appeared before Magistrate Christy Cuffy Sargent in the District A Magistrates Court yesterday. He was not required to plead to the indictable offences, which were allegedly committed last Friday. Maloney was earlier charged with robbing Danielle Bullen of her car and cell phone, as well as her bag, purse, ID card, driver's license, and over $1,000 in cash. However, he pleaded not guilty to a series of other robbery charges, as well as charges of possession, possession with intent to supply, and trafficking of cannabis. In objecting to bail, Station Sergeant Glenda Carter-Nichols argued that while Maloney was not known to the court, the seriousness of his actions makes him a threat to society.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Good morning, Phillips & Company, may I help? Oh, certainly. One moment, please. Miss Phillips?
Yeah?
There's a lady on the line from the Nation newspaper who would like to speak with you.
The Nation? Will she go on?
Well, they're trying to sell us some ads.
Look, don't make me laugh this morning. Ads in the Nation? They're real expensive, and for what here, nobody ain't buying them papers no more. Nobody want to steal news. I hear reading Barbados Today online for free. So I tell she thanks for calling, but no thanks. We just advertising Barbados Today, families. Tell she is Barbados Today all the way.
Okay, I'll pass on the message. Ma'am, are you still there? Oh, she put it down.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We are back with news from the region, and we go to the Bahamas, where the finance minister is rejecting criticisms from the opposition that a recent downgrade from international ratings agency Moody's was due to the current administration's borrowing of millions of dollars. In fact, Peter Turnquest is pointing the finger at his predecessors. He says it was due to the former administration's financial mismanagement.
If it were not for the policies of the previous government, we would not have to have borrowed at least $400 million of that. And so for them to say that they blame the current government is incredibly misleading and disingenuous. We didn't create those bills. We did not create the commitments that we now find ourselves in that causes us to incur a deficit of $322 million for this year. Those are all recurrent commitments that are rolling over from one year to the next that we are in the process of reviewing, that we hope that we will be able to make some inroads on and to create some savings as a result of implementing our fiscal rules and fiscal discipline.
And finally, the United States and Qatar have signed an agreement aimed at combating the financing of terrorism. It comes as U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson visited Doha in a bid to end a month-long rift between Western allied Arab states. Tillerson said the deal had been under discussion for weeks. And that's news this morning. We invite you to visit our website, www.barbadostoday.bb, for more news. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can find us on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune into Mix 96.9 FM for more news. I am Marie Claire Williams. Have a good morning.